What's up, everybody? My name is TJ McClellan. I am the broker of Fitness Realty. I'm excited about today's episode. Today's episode is going to be episode 83. I'm ecstatic that we're this far. I can't even believe that. But episode 83 is all about what I should have learned earlier in life. So another way to rephrase that would be, what's a piece of information that I've learned recently that I wished I would have learned sooner in life? The piece of information that I think is the most crucial piece of information that I could tell any person is a quote that is, the best time to buy real estate was 20 years ago. Second best time to buy real estate is today. There's been a lot of talk around on the media about the market being really sticky, really kind of finite, going to be crashing sometime soon. The thing that I want to talk about there is that the market in Utah, especially, is very, very protected. We have a super high economy. Our economy is super hot. Our job market is super hot. There are companies moving here like by the droves. So that is job growth. The wages here are really exploding, which you might not think that, right? If you have an average job or whatever, you might not be like, wow, my job went up 40,000 this year. But there are a lot of tech jobs that are really kind of flying off the shelves and things like that. So as a Utah market, we're highly protected. So the thing that I want to talk about with that key piece of information that I learned now, I'm almost 40 years old. The thing that I want everybody to understand is, yeah, I wish I would have bought a home when I was 20. That would have been 19 years ago. That would have been almost the perfect amount of time for the quote that I just talked about. Right? 20 years ago was the best time to buy real estate. Second best time is today. So the thing that I want to make sure that everybody understands that, yeah, I wish that I was a lot younger and I wished I would have learned to buy real estate when I was a lot younger, but I was not in a headspace that would have allowed that, and my finances wouldn't have looked like that. And my wife and I were like newlyweds, and we had, young children and stuff like that. So it just wasn't a space that I think would have worked out for me. However, if I would have had a mentor that would have said, hey, first-time home buyer, home ownership is in your forecast and you can afford it if we get some things put together that we can actually figure out and make sure that we understand what's happening with that, maybe I would be in a position that looks very, very differently than I am today. Something that always comes out every time that I'm on a panel full of realtors, or if I'm in a room full of realtors, there is always this question about timing the market, or is this the best time, or is the market going to crash, or things like that. And day in and day out, every time we talk to realtors or to business owners or people out in the world in general, everybody is always asking that question. And so the common theme here is that the market, we don't know. It could crash tomorrow. Who knows? In my opinion, in Utah, like I said, we're highly protected. But there is a piece of that pie that if we had people that were going to buy property, today is a great day to do that. If you have the capacity to afford more property or get into another home or have a rental property or start house hacking your piece of property, that is good cash flow. The thing that, like I said, that keeps coming up when I'm on a panel of realtors is that we all wish we would have bought more real estate when we were younger. And so the only way to fight that is to start buying more real estate right now, right? We can't go in the past. Nobody can do that. The past is what the past is. So since we can't go in the past and change that, we have to change what we're doing right now. And so for me, what that looks like is me buying more real estate. And the way that looks like is putting my life in order in a way that can allow me to purchase more real estate. What I learn, I want to try to pass on to others. So if I were to give you a big piece of advice today, it is to buy a home, either your first home, your second home, third home, whatever. You have to get your foot into the door. Now, I've had people, though, that are on the fence that say, well, you're a real estate agent and you all you want to do is sell homes. And so I'm like, I totally understand that. But wealth building in this country has been done in real estate more times than anything else. And it will continue to do so because all of the rules are baked against real estate to get wealthy that way and stay wealthier. On average, a homeowner has 40 times the net worth than any other person in that same income bracket. So if you took somebody that's earning $20,000 a year, if they're a homeowner versus somebody that's not, they have 40 times on average more net worth than somebody that is a renter. And I don't want to say that lightly, but that happens at every single income category. If a person's earning $1 million a year, if they're a homeowner, typically they have 40 times the net worth of somebody making $1 million a year at the same income level. That's crazy. 40 times different is pretty big. If it was like 2 to 3, that's negligible, if that, that's like moving the decimal a little bit or whatever, but 40 times is pretty big. So I want to kind of wrap this up and hit it home for you. The key piece that I've learned right now is that wealth in this country is built on the back of real estate, and a lot of that's due to the rules. Cash flow, taxes, home equity, the way that debt works. So we could do an entire class about the way that debt comes out of a home if you use a home equity line. But that debt is not actually income, so it's not taxed. So there's a ton of different ways to leverage a piece of property that we're not going to dive into today, other than saying it's a great avenue for building wealth. But the thing I want to drive home is that if you're a first-time home buyer right now, this is a great time. You're going to live in that home 4, 5 years, 7 years. The average homeowner owns a home less than 7 years now before they move. It used to be 7. So we always had that, there was a saying out there. It's like the 7-year itch. Everybody wants to try to move at year 7, on a national average. However, since families are growing and also the economy is changing and things like that, that average homeowner length is actually going lower than 7 years. So let's say you only own your first home for 5 years. That's 5 years of equity that you could build up to get into your next home, or to turn your first home into a rental as you buy a second home. So that's really what I want to talk about. Every sphere I've ever been in, anytime the property question comes up or the timing of the real estate market, we all wish we would have bought homes or more property sooner than later. There's a lot of great ways to do that. We're going to share those ways with you on this podcast always. I always try to bring you guys great information, but if you want more information about how to do that, reach out to me anytime or anybody on my team. They can let you know how to do that. So if you're looking to get your first home, your second home, a rental property, we can even go nationwide to teach how to get rental properties across this country. There's great ways for you to be a homeowner and leverage real estate in America, and you can do it today. I love you guys. Thanks so much. This is episode 82. My name's TJ McClelland, broker of Fitness Realty. We'll see you next time.